I am extremely excited for today's video, guys. As many of you know, the channel started life with my 2001 E39 BMW M5. It was my daily driver for 5 years. It was gorgeous, a manual, sounded fantastic, and luxurious all at the same time. Now, my current daily driver is a 2018 E63 AMG. The lease is running out, and as you guys know, it is time for me to look for the new ultimate daily driver. I've since tested out the AMG GT63 four-door, the Porsche Panamera Turbo SE Hybrid, and that brings me to the BMW M5 competition. Now, some of you may remember that I actually tested an M5 against the E63. That was a standard M5, and I really only got to drive it for about a day. But thanks to Rusnak BMW and BMW North America, they've delivered me this beautiful M5 competition for the week so I can really get some proper seat time. The exterior of the all-new F90 generation M5 is simply stunning. In fact, I think it might be the best-looking M5 ever made. It's sharp, it's mean, it's aggressive. The front bumper looks handsome and mature, yet ready to dominate the road and destroy its competition all at the same time. Honestly, the last couple days hopping out of the driver's seat, as I walked away from the car, I couldn't help but stare because it is so dang good looking. Under the massive hood of the M5 is a 4.4-liter twin-turbocharged V8. Now, the standard BMW M5 makes 600 horsepower and 553 pound-feet of torque. Plenty, but this is the competition model, which means it makes even more power. Now, torque is the same at 553 pound-feet, but horsepower has been increased to 617. BMW says that's good to push the car to 60, a tenth of a second faster than the standard M5. Now, independent tests have shown that the standard M5 is capable of hitting 60 miles an hour in just 2.8 seconds, so 2.7 might be possible in the M5 competition. That is supercar levels of speed in a luxurious four-door sedan. What a crazy world we are living in today. The M5 competition starts at $110,000. That's $7,300 more than the standard M5. It's been lowered by 0.3 inches. It sits so nicely. The suspension has been stiffened, the springs, the dampers have been retuned. It's got stiffer anti-roll bars, more front camber, and even the engine mounts have been stiffened as well, all in the name of making the driving experience more lively, engaging, and increasing track performance. Now, this specific model has the optional $8,500 carbon ceramic brakes. The rotors measure 16 inches in the front to provide worry-fade-free stopping power that will rip the eyes out of their sockets. Now, the brakes themselves save 42 pounds of unsprung mass over the standard steel units. Now, these wheels are absolutely gorgeous. The M5 competition comes with its own set of 20-inch wheels. These things look more like a $12,000 set of HREs than they do something you'd expect to see off the line from BMW, and I absolutely love them. They look excellent when they're rolling as well. So how do you tell the difference between an M5 and an M5 competition? Well, apart from the wheels, we've got this gorgeous gloss black trim throughout the exterior of the car. This is no longer a package, but a model variant of the BMW M5, and thus we get this little badge here that says competition underneath the M5. Now, one of my main complaints with the M5 when I first drove it was the sound. It felt muted and soft compared to the E63, but thankfully, a retuned sports exhaust has completely fixed that on the M5 competition. It sounds absolutely wonderful. Now, in the cabin, it's a bit synthetic, but not in a bad way. In this angry, robotic, throaty V8 way, I absolutely love it. Just listen to this. The interior of the M5 is draped in sumptuous leather. There's Alcantara throughout, this beautiful unfinished look carbon fiber. The fit and finish is flawless in here. But the main thing I've noticed so far is how much better the seats in the M5 are than the E63. It's not even a comparison. The standard seats in the E63 are a bit more comfortable than the sports seats in the E63, but they're bulky and they're ugly, to be honest. And the sports seats in the E63 are so hard that after a long period of driving, your back starts to hurt and you feel every single bump on the road. BMW has done a wonderful job of mixing good-looking aesthetics. I mean, these seats are stunning to look at. The front dash layout of the M5 isn't quite as appealing to me as in the E63. I love the way the dual 12.3-inch screens flow throughout the gorgeous carbon fiber inlays, 64 different ambient light colors to choose from. That being said, I still do really like the way the M5 dash looks, especially with these upgraded Bowers and Wilkins speakers. 14 different speakers surround the cabin with some of the best quality surround sound I have ever heard. 1,400 watts of power. And the cool thing is, at nighttime, these speakers actually light up with this tornado-like light pattern. It just looks absolutely savage. There is, of course, ambient lighting in the interior as well. The rear of the M5 has tons of space, plenty of legroom, an impressive amount of headroom, to be honest. We've got a center armrest here with cup holders. Because we have the executive package, these seats are heated in the back, heated and cooled seats in the front, as well as massaging. We've also got one of the coolest surround view cameras in the game. I can't wait to show you guys that. We've also got privacy shades here, if you want a little extra blockage from the sun. We also have the rear seat entertainment package, giving the rear passengers screens to watch movies, listen to music, even control the navigation in the front seats. Just a little bit of extra engagement in case your rear passengers easily get bored. Although all you have to do is step on the gas and they'll shut up and stop looking at the screens. While frontal cameras and aerial views are becoming the standard for luxury cars, BMW has taken their parking system to a whole nother level. There are virtually infinite different views that you can look at your M5 in order to protect your $130,000 car from banging into curbs and other vehicles in the parking lot. All you have to do is click the parking button in the center console here. Up pops a screen. On the right, we've got currently the rear view, and on the left, an aerial view. But if you scroll over with the command dial, you can actually have a third-person view from outside looking at your BMW. Then you can go 360 degrees around so you can cover every single angle. You can even change the view of your BMW using hand gestures. How crazy is that? More hand gestures, if you rotate your finger like a magic wand, it actually turns up the radio or turns it back down. Pretty crazy. The graphics are incredible. This has to be the best backup and surround view camera system on the market. After spending a couple days driving the M5 all over town and through the canyons, one thing has become extraordinarily clear, and that is when in comfort mode, despite the fact that we've got 10% stiffer springs on the competition compared to the standard M5, this thing rides so well. The suspension is nice and compliant, it soaks up bumps and rides much more smoothly than the E63 does. There's times where you want to relax. You're stuck in traffic, you're going over bumps, you're just going to your daily commute, maybe you haven't had your morning coffee, you're a little bit angry, and you just want to relax. And the M5 has that on lock in comfort mode, significantly more so than the AMG counterpart. But the crazy part is how much this car transforms with the click of a button. It is a radical difference, one of the biggest I have ever witnessed between comfort and Sport Plus mode. Now, this steering wheel, beautiful leather-wrapped steering wheel, feels fantastic in your hands and houses two very special buttons. The buttons are this beautiful red color that gives a hint that maybe when you press them, something crazy happens. Now, we've got two buttons, M1 and M2, and they are completely configurable to your liking. The level of customization for the ride quality, the driving experience, the steering feel, the throttle response is unbelievable. So in order to make that really easy, because you can customize it in 9 different ways, just from the suspension, the steering, and the throttle response. BMW has given you a little aid here. So once you set up your M1 and M2 buttons, perhaps one is for commuting around town and the other is full rear wheel drive mode with traction control off for doing smoky burnouts and having fun on the track. A simple tap of the button and the car completely transforms. So how do you configure it if those buttons aren't set up? Well, there's this little cluster of buttons down in the center console here with a label that says setup on it. One is for the throttle response. We've got 3 different settings: efficiency, sport, and sport plus. Then we've got the suspension settings, comfort, sport, and sport plus, as well as the steering feel. Like I said before, each different interval makes an enormous difference. The steering is nice and light and easy in comfort mode. You just cruise along like it's not even a sports car. And then you put it into Sport Plus mode, the steering firms up and it feels unbelievable around corners. And the suspension firms up so much, it's actually crazy that this is the same car. All of a sudden, body roll is completely eliminated, confidence raises, and you're ready to attack the canyons. We've also got an exhaust button. I love the fact that in the M5 competition, it automatically starts up in loud mode. I don't know why you would ever want to turn it into quiet mode, but if you really want to go into stealth mode, I guess you can do that. Interestingly enough, the transmission for the M5 is an 8-speed automatic, not a double clutch transmission. There's actually a little controller here on the shift lever to change the speed of the shifts of the transmission, from 1 being the slowest to 3 being the quickest. Now, have no fear, the 8-speed automatic shifts just as quick as a DCT. It's faster than the 9-speed multi-clutch transmission on the E63. Downshifts happen instantly, upshifts are crisp. We've got these beautiful paddles mounted behind the steering wheel that just beg you to pull them. Honestly, this car is so fast that a manual would just be ridiculous. Oh man. Oh, the acceleration in this thing is intoxicating. But those shifts are amazing. I'm like stunned that this is an automatic gearbox. Car manufacturers, take note. This is how to do an automatic transmission. BMW has absolutely nailed it. Now, as you guys are aware, the BMW M5 is no longer rear-wheel drive. That's right, the F90 generation is the first BMW M sedan to come with all-wheel drive, but it's got a trick up its sleeve. The fancy MX Drive powertrain is actually able to go fully rear-wheel drive with a couple clicks of a button. The all-wheel drive setup gives you the ability to launch the car, do 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, and control that 617 horsepower. But as BMW M cars are known for being playful and tail-happy, they have a solution for those folks that don't want to fully commit to all-wheel drive. Now, there's 3 different setups for the drivetrain. We've got 4-wheel drive, then there's 4-wheel drive sport, which is more rear-wheel drive biased. It eliminates the traction control a little bit and makes the rear end more playful, so you can have a bunch of fun but still stay on the road and not die. Then if you turn DSC all the way off, you can activate rear-wheel drive mode for smoky burnouts and big legendary drifts that M cars have become known for. Now, I'll be honest, it doesn't have as much feedback in the steering wheel as some of the past generations of BMW M5s. The electronic assisted power steering is nice, and I like how it's adjustable in terms of the effort required to turn it, but it does feel a little bit disconnected from the front wheels. That being said, when you're in 4-wheel drive sport mode, this car gives you so much confidence with the level of grip. The suspension is so advanced that you really forget about all that and just want to dominate the road. All right, we are in Sport Plus everything. Let's push the M5. Wow, the turn-in is unbelievable for a car that weighs 4,250 pounds. It's a good 400 pounds less than its competitor, the E63, and you can really feel that difference in the corners. It almost feels like a big V8 powered M3, and that's a fantastic thing. It's unbelievable that the M5 is seemingly good at everything. It's basically a 7 Series worth of technology and luxury packed into a canyon-slaying daily driver that's really comfortable to commute in, unbelievably confidence-inspiring on back roads, is all-wheel drive so it's practical in inclement weather, and rear-wheel drive when you want it to do, well, whatever you want. Crazy nonsense. I wouldn't mind if the exhaust was a little bit louder, but that's not that difficult to do. The gearbox in this is fantastic. The throttle response, the brakes are phenomenal. I mean, it stops the car so quickly. There's something just about the way it floats through turns that feels almost wrong. Like a car this big shouldn't be able to corner this well, but it does with confidence. Oh man, I love this thing. All right, how about a launch? I mean, we can't have a car that hits 60 miles an hour this quickly and not at least do a launch control. So we're gonna go ahead, put everything in Sport Plus, put it into manual mode, and then find a good place for a launch. All right, we are in 4-wheel drive sport. Floor the brake, floor the gas, flags come up. Oh! Wow, that is quick. Holy moly. We also have a gorgeous heads-up display in front of me, this beautiful horizontally positioned tachometer. It's unbelievably customizable. Makes the driving experience even better when you don't have to look down at the tachometer, simply look straight ahead of you. The M5 has a host of safety features as well. On the steering wheel, we've got a button for active cruise control, so if you're on the freeway, it'll maintain distance behind the car in front of you. It also has active lane keep assist. You click this little button on the steering wheel that has the shape of a wheel on it. When it lights up in green on the dash, the car can actually steer itself between the lanes and virtually drive itself on the highway. We've also got a crazy night vision camera, so if you're driving at night and don't want to hit any deer or random people in the road, you can actually see, looks like a military looking night vision camera. I actually really like it. Not sure how often people actually use that, but pretty cool feature. The BMW M5 competition is incredible. It's luxurious and supple and comfortable when you want it to be, and at the click of a button, it completely transforms into an absolute monster. It's packed with technology, and of course, it is unbelievably fast. This could very well be my next car. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Should I in fact get a new BMW M5 competition? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video, and I think we gotta end this with a little burnout. What about that? 2-wheel drive mode engaged. See you next video.